Now, the South African stock market has been smashing it for the last year or so, and you might have seen a few weeks ago, back in January, I did a couple of videos, one analysing the main stock market, that's the SA40, and also looking at my 8 favourite stocks for 2022. And after that got me thinking that how could I actually trade those stocks? I'm based in the UK, and it's quite difficult to get exposure to those stocks, especially if I wanted leverage or be able to go long or short. So I did a bit of digging around and actually found one of the brokers I use provide me quite kindly with a list of all the top South African stocks. So I thought I would put together a portfolio, do some analysis, do some digging, like I say, put together a list of stocks to trade both to the long and the short side, so bullish and bearish, and see what I could do with it over 2022. Now in this video I'm going to just quickly go through the setup of the portfolio that I'll be looking at, some of those stocks that I will be getting involved with and how I'm going to trade them, and then over the year I'll provide regular updates on the performance of the portfolio, and we talk about it in my free Discord chat room, which I put the links to join in the description below. If you want to pipe in and get involved, then I say totally free, sign up, just click the link and you'll be in, and you'll be able to see in more real time the discussion around those markets, those stocks and other stuff that I do. So with that, I'm going to just quickly now run through the portfolio and broker setup. So a bit of background for you, for those that don't know, that the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, JSE, is South Africa's biggest stock market, and for that matter it's actually the biggest stock market in the African continent, and the main stock index for South Africa is the JSE 40, sometimes known as the SA 40, which is basically the 40 main stocks. There's various calculations into how those 40 stocks get in there and when they're rebalanced, but basically if you think of it as the 40 biggest best stocks in South Africa at the moment, then as you can see on the screen now, we've gone into investing.com, free website, and I've pulled back the list of those stocks, the 40, and this is where I'm going to be starting most of my activity from, like I say, focusing on the SA 40 because of the liquidity and lower costs in terms of trading spreads to getting in and out of these positions. And then I'm just going to look just the other side of the 40 just to pick a few other stocks, and I'm going to narrow that down to a shorter list, maybe about 20-30 that I'm going to be monitoring on a regular basis, and like I said, I will be rebalancing and moving them around as and when I see fit, and like I said, I'll let you know either in this space on YouTube or on my Discord chat. So as you can see, there's a big spectrum of different types of stocks, a lot of mining, as to be expected really. Commodities are very strong down there, a lot of financials as well, so there's some good ones to pick from. And like I said, really the stock market in South Africa over the last year or so has done very well. So what stocks am I going to put into the portfolio? Well, I'm going to create a short list on TradingView. That's the charting package that I use, and I'll take you through that list now. So I've actually managed to take the list down to 29 stocks to start with. 28 of those look very bullish, one pretty bearish, and I'll let you know what the bearish one is in a moment. But I will be trading them to both the long and the short side because I'm going to run various strategies in different time frames to take advantage of those swings in the price where necessary. So if we focus in on these pie charts that we can see in front of us, on the left hand side we've got the breakdown by stock sectors, and you can see the biggest sector is financial, 25%, followed by non-energy minerals, and then retail trade at 14%. And then we've got a bit of a mixture of all sorts of things: communications, health, technology, process industries, technology, non-durables. So a good all-round diversified amount of stocks. And if we wanted to go in further to find out what industries make up most of that, on the right hand side of the wheel there, well, it's quite evenly split really. Other metals, minerals, biggest, 11%, with regional banks at 11%. And we've got precious metals, communications, and like I said, a whole host of other industries: retail, coal, insurance, tobaccos, foods, major banks. So like I said, a good selection of stocks to play with. Now if we scroll down to the symbols, you're wondering what I'm actually going to be trading, then I'll run very quickly through the list. We've got Impala Platinum, Aspen Pharmacare, Rainer Investments, Investec, Nedbank, First Rand, Cumber Iron Ore, Remgro, Sasol, Compagnie Fin Richemont, BHP. We've got Bidvest, British American Tobacco. Then scrolling down a bit further, we've got Discovery Limited, Exaro, Vodacom, Barlow World, Capitec, Glencore, ShopRite, MTN Group, Anglo Gold, Anglo American, Clicks Group, Netcare, PSG Group, Sanlam, the Foschini Group, and I mentioned earlier the bearish stock in it, which I'll be starting from that POV with. That is Naspers down the bottom there. So that's the 29. So now I've got to go to my broker that I've found that I can use to access these stocks to set up my watch list, and I'll briefly take you through that setup. So I'm going to be using global CFD, spread betting, or spread trading as I like to call it, broker Trade Nation. Now if you want to learn more about them and whether you think they're worth a go, I'll put a link at the end of this video to a review I did on them a week or so ago, and also put a link in the description if you want to open up an account and replicate exactly what I'm doing here. But why have I picked Trade Nation? Well, for the purposes of this experiment, then if anyone's interested out there, then this is a global brokerage. So other than the US, pretty much any country can sign up to Trade Nation where you are and might join in this experiment. But most importantly, obviously they offer me the stocks I want to trade. It's decent cost in terms of spread, and I know that it's a trustworthy, reliable, well regulated, easy to use platform. So that's why I've got it. And as you can see at the moment there, I've got my South Africa shortlist, and you'll be able to find all those stocks over there on the left hand side under shares, South Africa. And as you can see, put in more than the 29 there, so just in case we need to switch in and out over time, but the 29 are certainly all in that group, ready or waiting to go. So that's the broker I'm using, Trade Nation. We've got it set up there for South African stocks. So we've got our shortlist, we've done the broker. The strategies I'll be using, well, they are going to be based on current ones I use, mostly technical analysis really. I'm not going to do much fundamental analysis on these stocks. Technical analysis is my bread and butter and where I focus in most. So I'm going to try running these technically using different chart types from Renko, Kagi, line break, Heikin-Ashi, combinations using different indicators, being back tested. It's going to be more, I would say, manual, semi-automatic trading. What do I mean by that? Well, signals are produced, but I take control of the end fire button, whether to buy, sell, get out, rather than making it fully automated, because I still like to be involved in the trading, make it a bit of fun. And I will discuss in more detail the strategies and the setups within Discord if you're in that group, and over time I'll be publishing charts, analysis, results of what I've been up to in this space. So that's the basics of the South African stock portfolio setup done in the broker Trade Nation. We've looked at the stocks that I'm going to be initially playing with and briefly touched on the strategy, mostly focusing on the technical analysis. Now I've got to go away and fund the account to have a bit of play with money for those stocks, and also I'm going to get going straight away on this strategy. And you want to see what's going on, want to talk about it, want to see the analysis results from day one, then dive into the free Discord chat traders club that I've got set up. Like I said, the link will be in the description below. If you don't want to do that, then hold tight in this channel for further updates and videos. And if you are interested in replicating exactly what I'm doing in regards the brokers, the charts, etc., then I did a video on the Trade Nation platform and went into quite some depth why you should consider using it. So if you want to, like I say, replicate what I do, links are in the description below, but you might firstly want to watch this video.